Hi, everybody. I'm Gwendolyn Sterk of Sterk Family Law, and I'm privileged today to have Terry Fogarty with us. How are you, Terry, today?
I'm good, Gwen. Thanks for having me.
Good. So, today we want to talk about establishing your estate plan. The time is now. And it's kind of strange because people are thinking about the pandemic that we're in right now. And my question to you is, when should we get started? Should we do it now?
Well, it's funny, Gwen, because a lot of people who come in or give us a call to set up a time to talk about estate planning, generally they reference something, that happened in their life that really set them off and said, okay, now's the time I really need to get this done.
Sure.
It's very rare. It does happen, but it's very rare for somebody to give us a call and actually say, yeah, I was just thinking about my estate plan and I really wanted to get it done. There's usually a trigger. There doesn't have to be a trigger though. It's very important to have your estate plan fully thought out, fully laid out, properly executed and in place during an emergency. But just because something happens that really could become an emergency doesn't really mean that you should put it off any further. So generally, I say now is the time to get your estate plan done, no matter when it is.
Sure. So tell us, what are the real essential documents of an estate plan?
Well, that kind of depends on the individual because there are different types of estate planning. And what we really want to do is take a look at the individual's personal circumstances and really what they want to accomplish in their estate plan. But some of the general documents would be, number one, everybody should have a will. Your will is basically going to be the document that designates where your property goes when you die. Excuse me. And also, if you've got minor children or if you've got somebody else that you're caring for and you need to provide for that person, that will is going to provide your recommendation as to who will be their guardian and take care of them should anything happen to you. So that's one document that's very important.
Okay.
Another document that's very important or to some folks is a trust. A trust is probably thought of as taking it a step further than a will. A trust really lets you plan more in depth as to what you want to do with your property. It also allows you to avoid the court process, or can allow you to avoid the court process altogether. The process of probate, which is basically the process that validates a will.
Okay, that's really important. Yeah.
It can be for a lot of people. A lot of people really want to minimize the amount of time after they pass away as to when their estate is distributed.
Sure.
And really want to minimize the cost, which unfortunately can be quite substantial in some cases. There are several other documents as well that go along with estate planning that a lot of people don't think about. These are the documents that help to protect you while you're still alive. A lot of people don't think that's part of estate planning. They just think that estate planning is about telling everyone who gets my stuff when I pass away, but that's really not the case. We've got powers of attorney for both property and for healthcare. And those documents really are there to help protect you when you're alive and give somebody else the ability to act on your behalf and make decisions on your behalf during times of incapacity when you can't make those decisions on your own.
Sure, and especially now, if you do get the virus and you've got a condition where you end up in the hospital, you're going to want somebody to be able to make those decisions on your behalf.
Exactly, and not only decisions, but just regular maintenance. The coronavirus is actually a good example of that. If you wind up in the hospital, we're hearing a lot about people not having access to their relatives in the hospital. Who's going to pay your bills for you while you're in the hospital? Who's going to deal with your bank while you're in the hospital? Who's going to talk to the doctors and get information to the rest of your family?
Understood. Now, what if I have no money? Should I still do an estate plan?
Frankly, I believe that everybody should have an estate plan because a lot of folks who believe they have no money and they have no assets wind up with some complicated estate plans in the end. A lot of them go smoothly and there's nothing to worry about, but you don't know that until it's kind of too late. So I've seen several folks believe they had absolutely no assets, so they had no estate plan. And then in the end, the family members had to go to court to get some kind of asset released that was there that they really didn't think of. The other thing to think about, excuse me, Gwen, the last thing to think about there is, of course, even if you have no assets, if you're a parent or a guardian of somebody, you want to be able to designate who's going to become their guardian if something happens to you.
And also, if you needed to add a guardian for yourself, so can't you also provide who would govern your care in the event that maybe an advance directive is not sufficient for yourself?
Yes, that's actually a good point. In one of the powers of attorney, the power of attorney for healthcare, it does have a section where you would name that power of attorney as your guardian if the court ever needed to appoint a guardian. If you're not sure what a guardian is, it's probably a little bit beyond the scope of this talk, but give us a call and we can go over that with you.
Sure. You just don't know the circumstances that are going to evolve. If you think about all the seniors in the nursing home now, families not gaining access, the need to have that estate plan is really critical, and it should teach all of us that we have to get our business in order from this regard. So I have another question. So, we're in the middle of the coronavirus. There's a stay-at-home order. How really does it work to get an estate plan done now?
Well, honestly, yeah, and frankly, there are certain steps that are laid out statutorily that need to be followed in order to execute these documents.
Okay.
They need to be witnessed. Sometimes they need to be notarized, or it's best practice to notarize them. Thankfully, and this is an aspect where, frankly, Illinois has been lagging behind in the past several years, but thankfully, the governor instituted an emergency order that allows us to notarize documents remotely and witness documents remotely. So we can do so by video at this time. So what we've been doing is sending our documents over to clients. We will have a Zoom call or other type of video call that that we can record. The witnesses and the notaries will be on the call. Everybody will witness the principal notarize all of the documents, and then we'll get those documents back. We'll take care of the witnessing and notarizing. So there is a way to get this done without having to meet up.
Right. You could even meet with somebody remotely or virtually by phone or by Zoom or some other mechanism so that you're able to have communications as well. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so at our firm, we're offering those free consultations, and you're staying busy doing that. And that's something that we can offer to individuals who might be listening today and have not yet taken care of business. How is it that they should get a hold of you, and what's basically the time frame if someone has that question?
You can call into our office and you can schedule a consultation with me. It's a free consultation, even if you just have questions. If you're not sure exactly what estate planning is, if you're not sure what you need, give me a call and we can kind of go over things with you and see what would fit and what would be best for you. Time frame on an estate plan is generally a couple of weeks,
Okay.
1 to 2 weeks to complete the estate plan. Just kind of depends on how many things we need to get accomplished.
Absolutely. What a great opportunity. I mean, now you can get this done. You don't even have to leave your house. So it's even a better time than it was a few months ago. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And we can gather all the information that we need on the phone. We can gather it face-to-face and via video, and we can have as many discussions as you'd like to clarify all the points of your estate plan.
Well, that's perfect. So if you're listening today and you've not taken care of business and not gotten your estate plan done, the time is now. So reach out to us. It's a perfect time for a free consultation to review what might be available and what you should accomplish. I think it's so true, Terry, and you brought it out during your discussion, is so many people feel like, I don't have any money, but you still have responsibilities to care for your children, your loved ones, the seniors in your life. Now we have an opportunity to get this done. So we encourage everybody to call. And Terry, I really appreciate your time to share this information for those who might be listening.
Well, thanks, Gwen. I appreciate it as well. And if you'd like more information, please give us a call.
Perfect. Have a great day.